Gemeinschaftsgeist auszeichnet und dazu auch noch ein sehr gelungenes Interface hat. Overmundo aus Brasilien, herzlich willkommen, Ronaldo Lemos und Alexandre Youssef von Overmundo aus Brasilien. Ronaldo, hello, Alexandre, good evening. Thank you for coming. It's a long journey.
Yes, it is.
You're still in jet lag?
A little bit.
How about you?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes 3 of us.
Okay.
Now, I just mentioned that there are so many big pocketed media companies that are trying to build online communities to then place their ads. And most of the times it just didn't work. And in Brazil especially, it's not like you don't have competitors there. Google has a strong community in Brazil. How do you explain the success of Overmundo in Brazil? What is this spirit?
Oh, basically, this is something that people really needed, which is the fact that they needed visibility for their productions. Brazil is a very creative country, so everybody is in some sense an artist, a creator. So what we created is like a portal, which is 100% controlled by the users. The users decide what to publish and what should be published and given a highlight at the website. So basically, the demand was there, like people needed it. And people actually took over and they control it. And we are the founders of Overmundo, but we do not control it anymore. Like, my voting power in Overmundo has been overtaken like for many months right now.
Alexandre, what were some of the most inspiring stories that were rated up by the users of Overmundo?
Well, I think the most important thing about Overmundo and our community is the power of the Brazilian culture, and especially the art, the kind of art that is produced outside the big cities, small villages in Amazon and all around Brazil. And Overmundo can contact all these people and can bring these arts inside our website. It's fantastic.
Many times, media companies, again in Europe, when they're being asked to start communities for their users, they're afraid of what could happen in these communities. And a lot of issues of legal responsibility arise. Do you sometimes have to censor or delete entries?
This is a very good question. What we created is a mechanism for filtering content. So we are not the filtering people. Like, the community itself decides what is going to be published or not through a voting system. And whenever you establish a community field in a website, the content will become naturally more controlled by the community itself. And then it becomes legitimate. So at Overmundo, we were concerned at establishing fair rules. So we use, like, for instance, Creative Commons licensing. People know exactly how this website works, 100% transparent. So when you establish these things, people start to become confident, and they themselves control, like, deviation that may have to take place in an open community like that.
Alexandre, there are so many communities here in Europe. People who start, actually not communities, but technical platforms for communities, and there's no community growing around them. And it seems like people overemphasize the engineering end of things and don't really pay enough attention to the human element of building a community. What advice would you give communities here in Europe when it comes to growing this community spirit?
Well, one of the founders of Overmundo, who is not here today, Hermano Viana, who is one of the most important thinkers of Brazil, he created to help in the beginning of the Overmundo important connection with important persons inside each community, each village, each city, all around Brazil. So it helped a lot. Have the straight contact with the real people that is working about art and about everything.
So you make sure that there's a real physical human presence, not all just online. Another blurring of borders here.
Right.
Great. Thank you so much for coming and congratulations. And good luck.
Thank you, obrigado, for this excellent work, understanding how communities can actually interface with digital stuff and not getting tangled in the wrong technicalities. Congratulations.
We just would like to say brief thanks for our community, from our partners that could not be here, for Petrobras, who believed in this project from the beginning. So that's it. Thank you.
21 bis 2 Uhr im großen Saal des Posthofs, und es gibt ja einen Shuttle-Service hier vor dem Haupteingang des Brocknerhauses, und zwar von 11:30 bis 11:30 rüber zum Posthof. Was eigentlich Großbritannien überreicht wird, sie vom Vizebürgermeister und Kulturreferenten der Stadt Linz, Dr. Erich Watz.
Tecnologias para